G's, we are officially into the regular season for 2019. I am excited, and I figure since everyone has finally finalized a 53-man roster, that I would explore it and compare our 53 to our division. Just something different. Nonetheless, as you can see right now, we are focusing on the quarterbacks at this moment, and I'm going to go through each position group to see how we match up and to see if we've done enough to compete in this division. So as you can see, Matthew Stafford is our starter. Aaron Rodgers is the Packers starters. I mean, basically there's no surprise here on who the starters are. These are clearly the starters right here. Now, one of the things that I heard so many Lions fans talk about is our backup quarterback situation. Do you feel better about Josh Johnson than you would, say, Sean Manning? Would you feel better about Josh Johnson than you would, say, Tim Boyle? Do you feel better about Josh Johnson over Chase Daniel? Whatever your answer is to that, nonetheless, just looking at our division, the backup quarterback position does not look as bad as you would think. And I think right now we probably have the second best quarterback in the division, with the Minnesota Vikings with the third and the Bears with the fourth. But there is still more to this roster, and we got to explore that as well. Now we're going to take a look at the running back core for the division. As you can see, there's two indicators for the Chicago Bears. You got Tariq Cohen and Mike Davis, and that's because they're going to run a 1-2 punch. So there is no legitimate starter. They're just going to rotate it based on need and who is going to be reused for that game. And they're going to do that with their rookie David Montgomery as well. But if you were to go through and look at this, I personally feel that the Lions look pretty good in terms of the running back group. We have Kerryon Johnson, who is going to be the starter, and then on top of having Kerryon Johnson, who's going to be the starter, you got C.J. Anderson backing him up, and we are rotating in Ty Johnson. When you look at that compared to the Green Bay Packers, I would take our running back core over theirs all day. I think Dexter Williams is a good running back. I think Jamal Williams is a good running back, and I think Aaron Jones are good running backs. I just prefer what we got over that. Now, when it comes to the Minnesota Vikings, Devin Cook, to me, is probably the best running back in the division if he's healthy. But with that being the question mark, I'm probably going to look more so at Kerryon Johnson. And in terms of us being compared to the Chicago Bears, I'm definitely taking our running back core over theirs. So even here, our team is matching up pretty well in terms of the positional groups here. Now we're looking at the fullbacks, and as you can see, there's only 3 fullbacks, and that's because the Chicago Bears are planning to use tight ends as their fullback. So, you know, they're not having a fullback listed. However, you know, all of our fullbacks are pretty much in the same boat, if you ask me. I think Vitell is pretty decent, but there's nothing different here. So we stacking up pretty well in this division, and, you know, it's not like there's this huge jump, but those with the fullbacks let me know that they are trying to run the ball. So we'll look at the other positions and just keep exploring the ideas of what this team is going to be. Okay, so as we explore the wide receivers for the NFC North, it looks like the Chicago Bears said we keeping 6 wide receivers. Not mad at them at all. What I find interesting is if you notice right here where it says J.D. Massick, a lot of people thought he was brought in to be a running back, but I think he was brought in because he can play running back and receiver. So that kind of creates that versatility we was talking about. But in general, what you want to do is you want to just say that they really only got about 5 receivers if you look at it. Well, you see Kenny Galladay, Jones, Amendola, Madrick, Lacey. Yeah, so 5 receivers. Now, the Green Bay Packers, who have always been known to carry a ton of receivers, they have 6 receivers. And as I go through and I look at the comparisons of it, I'm not shocked to see that the Vikings right now only have 4 receivers. But how do our receivers stack up? Obviously, Thielen, Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs are a really good tandem. But outside of Devontae Adams, I feel pretty good about our receiving core versus the Green Bay Packers. And when you go through and you look at the Chicago Bears receiving core, I still like our receiving core a little bit better, although I do like Riley Ridley a little bit better. So, I mean, when I'm looking at this receiving core, I feel like the Lions are doing pretty good. I think there's enough for us to be on the attack. But overall, I mean, we didn't do anything that's outside of the norm. I mean, as far as it comes to receiving core. Now we take a look at the tight end, and I got to be honest, Kyle Rudolph, pretty good tight end. Jimmy Graham, pretty okay tight end. Trey Burton, pretty good tight end. Jesse James. The truth is I think the division has really good tight ends. As a whole, it's going to be when they come out in the 2 tight end set. Now, Mercedes Lewis with Jimmy Graham could be a very good big move. And if you go with the third one and Jay Sternberger, that could be special. Kyle Rudolph with Irv Smith Jr., that could be huge. Tyler Conklin, no telling if he holds up, but that could still be another big move. So for me, you know, when it comes to the tight end room, I think that on paper, some other teams may look stronger in the division. However, I feel like we got the upper hand. I think our tight ends got a little bit more versatility and can cause a little bit more confusion than what the other people have. I believe our tight ends can get more yards after the catch. I mean, Jimmy Graham hasn't done much since he left Seattle, and really since he left the Saints. Kyle Rudolph is somebody who gets hurt from time to time. You never know, but I do like Irv Smith Jr. Trey Burton is okay, but outside of that, the tight end core for the Bears is not nothing special. So there's not much to write home with there. All right, now when we look at the offensive tackle position, I'm not gonna lie to y'all people. I'm not too high on our tackles. However, they're serviceable. Now, I do think Green Bay has some very good tackles in Brian Bulaga and David Bakari. I'm probably going to mess his name up, Bakari. I think they got very good tackles. I think Riley Reef is still suspect. Brian O'Neill, I mean, that's my response to it. And then we go through and we look at the Chicago Bears, and I really feel like Bobby Massey is serviceable. Charles Leno Jr. is serviceable. But I feel like our D-line should be able to cause some havoc. Now, I don't think our offensive tackles are shut-down tackles, but fingers crossed, they're going to have to be something else. I can tell you that much. So here's to hoping that they get better. But this is what our tackles look like. And as it stands with the rest of the division, you know, I got to be honest, Green Bay tackles look really good. They got to look like they got the best group. Okay, so we're at the guard position. And this is a issue that many of us are having. I know many of you are going to see that it says Kenny Wiggins is a starter, and you're buying that it may be Joe Dow. Again, this is nothing more than a representation of who made the 53-man roster. But let's just say hypothetically it was Wiggins and Glasgow. That don't look good to me. Lane Taylor and Billy Turner for the Packers. I mean, I guess I think Elgin Jenkins is going to be somewhere in that lineup for the Packers. I think he's a very good player. Looking at the Vikings, they got options at the very least, so I like their little depth there. But the guards for the Bears look like they might be the strongest in the group, with Kyle Long and Cody Whitehair. I mean, so that's not even saying much, but it's looking like they may have the better guard play. Let's find out who got the better center play as we take another journey down this 53-man roster for the NFC North. Now we're going to take a look at the center position, and I got to tell you right now that, you know, even though we probably don't have the best center in here as of right now because he hasn't played this as a full-time spot, I got to be honest, I'm so excited to see the name Frank Ragnow at the center position. I do think Garrett Bradbury is a very good center, and I think he's going to be good. I think James Daniels pretty okay. But I just get so excited with us having Frank Ragnow at center. I think it changes the offensive line as a whole. I think it sets us up in a way that somebody is competent to tell the guards what's going on, who to go get, and understand the plays, and have a good relationship with the quarterback. So Stafford hasn't really had like this super relationship since Dominic Raiola, and that's not saying much. So I'm excited to see Frank Ragnow there. But overall, I think everybody's pretty much got an okay center, so can't get mad either way. So that's gonna be it for the offensive side of the ball. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. And also go check out that description to make sure if you have not subscribed to the members of the DSA, all of the members of the DSA channels are linked in the description below. So make sure you go and check that out, and you know, be a part of the community, man. We're just trying to make sure that we can give you unbiased, fair media for our Detroit sports teams, particularly our Lions. And the DSA members cover a variety of Detroit sports. So if you're a big Detroit sports fan, this is where you want to be. That being said, let me just go ahead and thank everybody for watching this video. And remember, don't be no chump. Please do your research.